So this homework task then, again, make sure that any questions you have, you come and ask, or you post in the forum, get yourselves onto supported study. This should not take you a full hour, so the expectation is that you will spend time revising in your own time, reading over notes, etc. So please make use of your time. So I would stop listening if you're not struggling for these, and then use it to check your answers at the end. So computer system executing millions of instructions continuously. State where in a system these binary instructions are executed. Well, that will be the control unit within the processor. So the processor executes those instructions. Computer network with 1 terabyte of backing storage. If we've got 32 users, how much memory in kilobytes will they be able to use if it's all shared equally? Now, in your final exam, you're not going to have a calculator, so what we'd have to do is explain how to calculate this answer, but I want you to give me the answer in kilobytes. So the first job is converting terabytes to kilobytes. To do that, we times it by 1024 to get it into gigabytes, times it by 1024 again to get megabytes, and by 1024 again to get it into kilobytes. And then because there's 32 users, we divide that by 32 to work out how much memory they each have in kilobytes. Hopefully input devices is not going to trip you up. Just remember that a webcam and a camera are input devices. Try and use 2 others. Don't know what happens to the formatting here. Output devices, again, very, very simple, straightforward things that are going to be asked in the exam that I hope we can all get the 2 marks for. And back in storage devices, yeah, just list 2 here and then ignore question 4 because I've obviously forgot to change that one. Question 7. Programs are written in high-level languages like Scratch and Scratch and Python, pardon me. How does high-level language differ from a low-level language? Well, a high-level language is written in English-like, whereas low-level languages are more likely to be written in machine code and use mnemonics. So it's much easier for us to understand, and also they have to be translated before they can be executed. Number 9, low-level languages are often written in machine code using binary. Why would it be difficult for a programmer to use this to create programs rather than a high-level language? Well, one reason is that it's extremely difficult to read and understand what that code's actually doing. So it's going to be a much slower process for the programmer to type out the code for starters, as well as read and understand that, because it's not in English. And the second one is that if you find that you have errors when you're translating and executing, then it's going to be extremely difficult to locate and actually fix those errors rather than having it in an English-like language. Number 8, a compiler is one method of translating high-level language into machine code instructions. How does a compiler translate code? Well, a compiler takes all of the program and translates and executes the full file, not stopping for any errors, and it just hopes to achieve a file that works and runs and executes. So if it does successfully translate, it produces an executable file, whereas if it doesn't, it just returns a list of all the errors that it's found as it's translating. So it's not the easiest to debug in, because you would have to decide which error to start with first. An interpreter for question 10, however, translates and executes one line of code at a time, only continuing if the line executed with no errors, so there were no syntax errors. If it does find a syntax error, it would stop and alert the programmer to that error to allow them to fix it at that point in time. So although it's a much slower method of translating, it's better for debugging, as it allows you to error check as you go. So in practice, we use an interpreter whilst we're working on our programs and a compiler when we finish. And again, hopefully that's answered question 11. What advantages of an interpreter? Well, interpreter's better for debugging, as it returns one error at a time, allowing you to fix the errors as you go. And quite often, one error kind of snowballs into lots of others. So hopefully that helps you answer question 11. And again, if you have any questions, you need to come and speak to me about them, and use the forum and use your notes, use your book, use your friends to make sure you're giving really good answers, because these are very similar to what we'll have in the exam in a few weeks' time.